Well, good morning, good evening. It is morning for me. Today, we're going to talk about the Drake, and it's actually, well, I was going to say one of my favorite new ships, but I think it's one of the only ships that I've actually played this update. Drake is actually pretty good, and I'm very excited about that because I was not a huge fan of Albemarle. You know, it just wasn't my cup of tea. Get it? But Drake is actually pretty good. I like it a lot. We're telling the summer to get back because there's a Seattle, and Seattle's pretty cracked. I don't have it yet, but I honestly don't know if I'm gonna get Seattle, to be honest. It's Cleveland / Worcester / whatever. I have so many ships that provide that kind of playstyle. I don't know if I really want to buy it. I don't know if I want to spend 36 mil to get that. It has good AA, but I very rarely spec for AA for things. I just don't really care about it. Get the cheeky fire kill on the lightning. Something to note about Drake is this is fully upgraded. I believe this match we don't have the range mod or the whatever it's called, the range on it, which is honestly fine. You don't really need it. But with this build that I have, just a standard Fraser build, we have 27% fire chance. And these are 234mm guns. If you watched the stream yesterday from Prince Blip and Orochi, Blip kind of talked about this ship a good bit. But these 234s are nasty. The HE pins, they get a quarter pin, finally, and they pin 54mm of armor, which is basically all the deck armor of BBs in the game, in terms of even linen, a lot of all stock. So it pins everything. HE is insane. It's very good. I actually got the reload down to 13.5. This is with Mimbelli and maxed out refill station, by the way. So I think most people will be traveling around on a 14, 15, 16 second reload in this thing. But the HE is insane, and one thing that I started trying to force myself to use here was the AP, because 234s overmatch 16mm of armor, and that means it overmatches Mino. So when you're in those legendary tier games and you're shooting on a Mino, you can't overmatch it, and you can also use Arthas to smack a Harbin. I don't really know if that's just good AP and Arthas, but I think it's more the fact that it's a Harbin, and Harbin has 26k HP at tier 7, so the AP is actually very consistent, which is nice because you do have a longer reload. We get a Citadel in Seattle way out there, but you can kind of see how lofty the shells are. Taking an opportunistic shot against Seattle at 15 kilometers and getting a Citadel, he had so much time to evade. That was kind of just not a great play from that guy. So I wouldn't hope for the best if you're shooting at targets that can maneuver like cruisers at past 13 kilometers or so. The name of the game is definitely going to be the HE. Something else that I really liked about this ship is the firing angles when kiting away are actually much better than they are when pushing in, so keep that in mind because you do have a fair bit of armor. Your sides are 27. I was just checking the smoke fire penalty. 7.6, LOL, Rochester memes. 7.6 is decent for these guns. But the firing angles forward are pretty not great. So I find myself angling away a good bit, which is nice because your sides are 27 and you have a 30 mil deck. So if you're angled away, you have better firing angles. You can actually angle versus a decent amount of battleship AP, which is very nice. Something that Albemarle just could not do, and that's why that ship pissed me off so much, just because I think the first time I played Albemarle, I got dev struck by Turpits, and that just does not happen very often for me. And I was just dear God, this ship. It will be a decently short video today. Honestly, there was a lot of sailing around in this game at this midpoint here, so we pick up the kill in the Seattle. He takes a torp, whatever. So here's the real kicker here, honestly, for the gameplay. But just continuing on to talk about the Drake, not the Albemarle. Firing angles, again, you can see them here. I'm maxing out that back turn angle. It's not fantastic. And if you know your British heavy cruisers, you know that they are absolute slogs. Acceleration is terrible. They are not maneuverable at all. They can turn quite quickly because you can run rudder mod since you don't have prop mod. But this thing is very slow to get started. It is very slow to reverse. So if you get caught broadside, you will be caught broadside for quite some time. So keep that in mind. You really got to take advantage of good positioning. We held our fire on the Albemarle, which is probably something that I'm really proud about in this game, is just holding my fire, waiting for that opportunistic moment. Wow, opportunistic is just the word of the day for me, huh? I'm surprised I can actually say that word. It's a couple more syllables than I'm used to. Albemarle here is called broadside, and we do have Arthas to kick in right about now, and yeah, that's brutal. That is brutal, mate. Didn't actually get to shoot much of the HE, but honestly, the HE is fantastic. You don't really need to know about that. The HE is absolutely incredible. What you do need to know is that the AP is also pretty good as well. So, to my surprise, Drake might become a ship that I play pretty consistently just because these guns just dump on a lot of things. And the reload at 13.7, 14 seconds is not that bad. It has a super heal, and yeah, it kind of covers a lot of bases for me in terms of a cruiser. Good guns, pretty decent survivability, pretty good detection. Honestly, I gotta say, it might be one of my favorites of this update. I think I switch over to the commander build right now. Pretty standard for me: Arthas, Minbelly, range, fire chance, punch through for AP, fixated, and refill station. Pretty standard. But anyways, guys, short video on the Drake. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked the video, leave a like. I really appreciate it. And we will see y'all in the next one. Peace.